2025 arrives amid global upheaval, as the world stands at a crossroads unlike any in recent memory. The pace of change is relentless, and uncertainty hangs in the air, touching every continent and every community. The old rules are gone, swept away by crises and challenges that have tested the very foundations of our societies. And the new ones are still being written, as leaders and citizens alike search for direction in a rapidly shifting landscape. Nations everywhere are rethinking their alliances and priorities, as political, technological and environmental forces collide and reshape the global order. The balance of power is in flux, and new partnerships are emerging. The world faces urgent questions. Can leaders adapt to rapid change? Will we see more division, or is there hope for renewed cooperation and unity in the face of shared challenges? The post-pandemic era has left economies fragile and societies restless, fueling both a rise in nationalism and passionate calls for global unity. People everywhere are demanding answers and action. This year is a test of leadership, of institutions, and of our ability to work together on existential threats like climate change, security, and public health. The stakes have never been higher. The choices made now will shape the world for decades, influencing not just policies, but the lives and futures of generations to come. The world is watching, waiting to see which path we choose, and whether we can rise to meet this moment together. Democracy is on the line in 2025 as the world stands at a crossroads. The choices made this year will echo for generations, shaping not just individual nations, but the global order itself. Major nations are heading to the polls, and the stakes have never been higher. From bustling cities to remote villages, millions are preparing to cast their votes, each ballot a voice in the future of democracy. The US election, in particular, reverberates worldwide, sending ripples through international relations and setting the tone for global cooperation or conflict. Its outcome influences alliances, trade agreements, and the urgency of climate action, affecting economies and policies far beyond American borders. Deep divisions in America mirror a global trend: polarization and fierce debates over identity, inequality, and the very meaning of democracy itself. These tensions are not isolated. They are echoed in countries around the world. In India, the world's largest democracy, a massive election tests the government's ability to manage rapid growth, address social challenges, and navigate increasingly complex geopolitics on the world stage. Across Africa and Latin America, voters are demanding accountability and new leadership. Youth movements in particular are rising up, determined to drive change and challenge the status quo. Young people, empowered by digital tools and social media, are shaping political agendas, especially on climate, justice, and digital rights. Their voices are louder and more organized than ever before. Politicians ignore this generation at their peril, as the youth demand to be heard and refuse to be sidelined in decisions that will define their futures. In 2025, the energy, passion, and determination of youth is a central force in global politics, shaping the world in ways never seen before. The era of a single superpower is over. The world is no longer dominated by one nation, but rather a complex web of power centers. A multipolar world is emerging, defined by shifting alliances and new partnerships. Countries are reevaluating their positions and forming new coalitions. In Europe, the war in Ukraine has revitalized NATO and pushed nations toward greater autonomy and cooperation. This conflict has reshaped the continent's security landscape. In Asia, US-China rivalry drives new groupings like the Quad and AUKUS, while China strengthens ties with Russia and others. These dynamics are creating a new balance of power in the region. Southeast Asian countries balance economic ties with China and security links to the US. They navigate a delicate path to maintain stability and growth. Alliances now hinge on technology and supply chains. Semiconductors, AI, and green energy are the new battlegrounds. Nations are investing heavily in these sectors to secure their futures. India pursues a multi-alignment strategy, engaging with both Western and Eastern blocs. This approach allows India to maximize its strategic advantages. In the Middle East, nations diversify economies and forge new diplomatic ties, even with former adversaries. This region is undergoing significant transformation. Pragmatism rules, national interests and economic opportunity shape today's partnerships. Countries are prioritizing practical benefits over ideological alignments. The global order is being rewritten in real time. As nations adapt to new realities, the future of international relations remains dynamic and unpredictable. Old and new conflicts cast long shadows in 2025. The war in Ukraine and the crisis in Gaza highlight the enduring costs of conventional warfare and the global impact of regional disputes. Humanitarian crises and calls for peace grow louder, but solutions remain elusive. Meanwhile, the digital battlefield is redefining conflict. Cyber attacks, disinformation, and drone warfare blur the lines between soldier and civilian. The US-China tech rivalry is a new Cold War, with battles over AI, data, and digital infrastructure. Control of technology now means control of power. The outcome will shape privacy, security, and economic dominance for generations. The rules of war and peace are being rewritten. Around the world, citizens are demanding more from their leaders. Climate action tops the list, with people insisting on real policies, not empty promises. The digital age brings new concerns: data privacy, misinformation, and the unchecked power of tech giants. Grassroots movements and public pressure are forcing governments to respond. The old social contract is being rewritten. People want security, opportunity, and a say in how technology shapes their lives. The big question: can democracy adapt fast enough? Or will frustration drive people toward authoritarian solutions? The choices of 2025 will define the future of power, democracy, and our digital world.